Okay, so one more time. Do you guys hear me now? This is just kind of crazy for me, but, and when I do things like this and it gets very stressful because I ran down out of the room. Can you hear me now? Now I got to turn that off. Do you guys hear me? I heard that they were really good. Okay. Happy New Year. Yeah, let's be stressed. Hello. Are you even hearing me? I can see that I'm talking, but okay. Deborah says she does hear me. Brenda, glad you're back. I can hear it. There, you're back. Here, hello. All we leave is a tear of broken live streams. I'm going to have a lot of broken live streams. I'm sorry. Everybody says they're hearing me okay. Now it's buffering. Oh, I give up, y'all. I really, really give up. So where are we? Miss B Lady, what was you asking again? More questions, just because. I need something to talk about. I lost my train of thought. I had to reboot and do all this kind of stuff. I think I was talking about things that I had to adjust to. And giving away stress, I guess, is one of them. I had to learn not to stress over everything. And I get on here, I start stressing because it worries me that I'm not up to par with things. No buffering. Okay, so now somebody can't hear or see. I'm not sure. Can y'all tell her to redo the stream, go out and come in again? You squeaky, oh, we speak you the English. Okay, Rusty, you're messing with my mind. Rocking chair time or kitchen time or whatever. That would probably be pretty good. Yeah, what the grits? Yeah, that was what kind of started it all. When I was coming on earlier, my video on the grits had been demonetized, and so I was kind of irritated, and I had to send them a message to check it. So usually they'll put it back after several hours, sometimes a day or so. So I'm not sure. All right. So earlier, these are going to be seriously broken up live streams, I guess. Here puts tomato on grits, but can't find it now. I don't know. I guess that would be okay. It would be like corn and tomatoes together, I guess. Yes, grits are good with a little bit of bacon grease or adding bacon bits to it. Used to, I would buy the instant grits that had the bacon bits already in it. But we have fresh bacon that we don't have right now. But if we did, I could fry some up and throw it into grits. That's awesome. It's really good with butter and salt, pepper, but cheese makes it. I've seen people say they put honey in it or syrup. You can take and let it get sit in the fridge for a while, pack it together and sit in the fridge, and you can kind of fry it up or bake it. It was Music Well said like tomato on grits, fried grits. That's what I'm talking about. In the fried in a little bit of butter or bacon grease, it really tastes good. Some people use milk and sugar on their grits. Yeah. I didn't even know if you could buy grits. No, Danny didn't move his swing. Talk about that one. Got to be homegrown, yes. Here we have meals that will meal cornmeal and grits, and you can go, or I used to, Danny and I haven't done it, but before we would raise our corn, and then we would take it to a mill and have it ground for cornmeal and grits, and we would have it all year long. And so there's places here, and you can buy it, the meal here. And then somebody said they like blueberries. Yes, I guess that would be okay too. I've never tried blueberries on it. We have plenty of those. What is a big deal with steel oatmeal? because I just buy oatmeal. Not sure what what is the difference between steel rolled oats or whatever. Not really. He's shaking his head, not really. So, not, he said, not really worth paying the extra money for. That's all I know. I'm not sure with that. But I started out talking about how to kind of de-stress, and Danny and I were talking about that this morning a little bit. And in some of his porch time, he mentioned a little bit about previously how things would affect him. I mean, it still does, but how previous things would affect him now, times of the year, even certain. He's dancing, y'all. I wish I could turn this around and show y'all him dancing. You got to come around this way and dance behind me so they can see you dance. They like you dancing better than they do me talking, I think. So usually somebody's saying the steel oats are thicker, so that's a possibility.
Yeah, maybe a creamier oats.
Maybe a creamier oats or something. But there's all kinds of stress in people's lives, and my deal was to have the what? He's talking to me and messing with me now. What?
I got a lot of stress.
He says I am the stress in his life. I know, aren't I? He's just out of camera range, y'all. Sitting here eating and looking at me and just messing up. All right, so how do you de-stress? Well, I used to play the piano. That used to be my one thing growing up. Hula hoops, no. Rusty said, hey, you background entertainment. When I was young, I played the piano. My mom knew if I was stressed about something, I was playing the piano. So I haven't done that in about 5 or 6 years. It's been a long, long time. Even though I had a piano here, I never played it. So I got rid of the piano. Deep breathing. Yeah. But I like reading now. I mean, I've always liked to read. As a kid, I would read all my life. I read until I met Danny, and I thought I'd come out here and get to read, and I thought I would get to. Oh, he's messing with me over here. He's probably making faces. He's really, really good at that. I thought I'd write a book, and the only book I've wrote has been a cookbook and helped Danny with one of his books. And so at some point in the future, we're going to work on more books, but I'm never going to get that novel wrote because we just have too much to do. There's never time to do anything with the, I guess, with writing. Even to get Danny's books written that he wants written, it's just really, really hard to stop long enough to do that. So I'm trying to read comments and talk, and that's not working real well for me. I can do it when Danny's here and we're both looking at comments. I can keep the comments and then talk. But when I'm trying to talk and read comments, I tend to want to read out loud. Barefoot in the grass, just not in January when it's below freezing. But in the summertime, it just is different. You can get outside in the grass. It's just comforting. That's something that can really de-stress you, is to feel the earth underneath your feet. I know that's probably kind of stupid sounding, but it does work. One of mine was going to the beach. Just to walk barefoot in the sand just does something. I love it. I could walk on the beach all day long, come in and out, that sort of thing. I just like to de-stress with that. Then let's see. Some people like to just disconnect. And sometimes that's really, really good, to put the computer down, the phone down, to walk away, to just not even answer the phone sometimes, because we're so connected with the telephone that we don't put it down. And that's probably the kids' biggest problem right now. All our kids from about, I'd say, 8 or 10 years old, even some younger, because the parents let them play on the phone even at a little young age, they're using their hands. So by the time they're 10 or 12, they feel like they have to have a phone 24 hours a day. And by the time you're 18 to 20, you've toted that phone so much for several years, you're just not used to laying it down. And I guess I'm almost as bad sometimes, since when Danny and I met, I kept my phone with me almost all the time. I finally learned to put it down. We didn't have a cell phone for a long time. And this past summer, I went back and got a cell phone. I mean, we had a cheap, like, call somebody phone, but we didn't have the cell phone, smartphone, I guess you would say. And so I went back and got a cell phone, and I tried really, really hard not to pick it up, look at it all the time, but it's gotten to where it's pick it up, especially in the last couple of months. And so I'm trying to learn to only check the computer and the phone while it's cold. Danny and I will be on the computer for a lot more, but when it starts warming up, we'll be back outside, and we're going to try and de-stress by not having the phone in our hands and the computer on all the time. Why would the grits video be demonetized? The reason, nothing really. Almost every video we put up now is demonetized, at least for some period of time. Danny's porch time was demonetized for the first probably 24 hours. So do those views count? Who knows? We would just wait and see. It's nice to have money. I get that, but we don't do YouTube exactly for money. We're not asking you guys to send us money. If you want to, hey, that's great. You can send money all day long. We have a PayPal. Accuse us of being e-beggars, I guess. That's not it. We don't do this to ask for money. Etsy store, if you want to go buy something, go buy it. That helps us a lot. That pays the bills. But YouTube, they demonetize almost everything I put up on Crazy Days. And for a long time, they've demonetized everything on Deep South. They give it back, but to know what we're making, what we're not making, or how much we're losing, we have no clue, because there's nobody to ask. There's nothing we can do about it. So the flow. All right, so you guys aren't asking questions. So now, one other thing would be gardening. I saw lots of people mentioning gardening, pulling the weeds. If you're really aggravated at something or somebody, go outside and pull a few weeds. I guarantee you within, I don't know, probably an hour or so of pulling weeds, you've got a clean garden, and you're not as aggravated as you would have been. And if you don't have plenty of weeds in your garden, come to Deep South. We can pull them today and go back out and pull them tomorrow. There's just so many weeds everywhere, and it's hard to get them all done. We use a hoe in our garden sometimes. We have to do that because of the weeds. So hoeing is another thing that's really can help you with stress. When I was in, before I met Danny, when I was in town, living in the city, one way I de-stressed was I would leave work at 5 o'clock, 5:30, whenever, and I'd head to the gym. I think that would de-stress me, but it did. I would get on the machines, and after 5 minutes on a machine, you just felt the stress go away. I also went to a tanning bed at that time, and I could get in the tanning bed and just chill. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but that's what I did when I was living in town. Hey, 7D. Yeah, I get aggravated with all those phone calls too, but we kind of killed AT&T just because we got fed up with it. And they're calling the cell phone. I get about, I don't know how many calls on the cell phone. Another way would be to have quiet time. Some of this all kind of runs together according to where you want it, but everybody needs a little bit of quiet time during the day. Sometimes it's early morning for some people. Sometimes it's late at night for some people. My quiet time when my kids were growing up would have been after lunch. Uh, I homeschooled, so once the kids were done with their schoolwork, I fed them, sit them outside. They were usually done by 1:30. That time till I had to get supper ready, I would take and just, that was my time. I could study, I could take and crochet. I had all kinds of things that I did back then, and that kind of chilled me. Ah, I see Adrian and Jennifer Patton. Not sure which one, but one of them. It's like it might be the only dude. What? Oh, then it's Adrian. Well, it's all right, Adrian. We've got plenty of work. You can come back to Deep South. Uh, Quiet time, though, is something that everybody should set aside sometime. And one of the videos I was watching, the girl said she set aside kind of a, say, a putting down the phone type thing. She started at 5 minutes. And every day for 5 minutes, she wouldn't have her phone in her hand. And then she worked her way to 10 minutes and kept on until she could do an hour a day without a phone. Well, I'm not that bad, so it doesn't matter. But I'm learning to just pick it up sporadically. And I'm trying to figure out how to just tune it out because I want to be able to answer you guys at a good pace. Now that I've got the Facebook group going for the gathering, I hate to not answer people or not put some things up. And so I'm having to learn. How about you tried out the scrubby cloth I sent you? Just curious. Yes, the scrubby cloths work really well. So I don't know if you sell them. If you do, maybe you can tell people how they might. Yeah, I know you can't put a link, but you might can tell them if you sell them. The little scrubbies work really good on everything. I'm telling you. I've got a variety of scrubbies. Not only one you sent me, one somebody else has sent, and I use each one for a different purpose. Danny laughs at me because I don't want to use one to clean dishes, and I keep them separated. Standing outside or sitting outside and watching nature. Okay, that's one of my favorite things too, because like I said, I like to watch the water, I like the sand to walk in it, and I like walking in grass. I like to watch our animals. Not necessarily our animals, but the ones out in the woods, the squirrels and whatever comes out. So that's kind of where I like is to go outside. Where I'm trying to read comments and it's messing me up, y'all. When things slow down, I'll help you. Okay, Sheila, that's what I'm talking about. That I'm trying to learn to just take things one day at a time and not get too stressed. Danny says I stress really easily, and when I do, my mind goes weird, and I can't think. Let's see. Spend time with friends. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing, according to who your friends are. If you have friends that are constantly being negative, then you need to distance yourself for a while, kind of regroup, think about it, and come back again. But if you have friends that are upbeat, and then that's who you need to hang around with. Aloha, aloha, Trevor. Um, so friends can be either way. You have to know family can be either way. Sometimes family can be very stressful, and sometimes you have to distance yourself from them for a while to regroup and think about what you're doing. Um, Animals. I can't remember if I mentioned this, but uh, the animals can be they can be very good. They can help you. But if you have animals that you can't control, then it can be very stressful. Right now, sheep that can get out of hand. As long as he's behaved, we're good, but he can get to where he's kind of wanting to butt us all the time. Well, it's stressful to go out there and try to feed him and deal with him and him trying to hit you. We have to take that into consideration. So sheep is not something we're going to keep on the homestead right now. We're going to be rethinking that this year. So let me reiterate. I'm going to family equals stress. The ones that don't live here, at least, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most of the time, I guess in my life, I've always, when I've been by myself, I always wanted to have somebody that I could sit and talk to, or somebody that I could go and visit with. And it was not very easy because my friends had families, or they had husbands, or they had jobs. And if I didn't have a job, they did. You didn't have anybody to get with. And so most of my friends were upbeat. I don't like people that are whining. And so all of you guys seem to be the type that are upbeat. And that's what I like. I like this upbeat stuff. And if you didn't see when Jamie was here, we did the MRE video. She and I had a ball all week. I like that type of interaction with people where I can have fun. Let's see. I pretty much got most of my things in. I wanted to mention one more time before I go, the winters. The cold and animals are stressing you. Yeah, having to go out in the cold. The weather really stresses sometimes, whether it's hot or cold. We have that different ones. But tell you one more time, the giveaway winners. Number one, Shane Winters wanted a quilting book. So Shane Winters, please get in touch with me. Number two, Mar Barnes. Um, Mar Barnes is wanting a crocheting book. And then I wanted to throw out a number three. I want to give away one more book. And when I hit the randomizer, Charlotte. That's all it says is Charlotte. So I know Charlotte will know who she is. She will have to get in touch with me. And it's your choice out of the other books, Charlotte, whichever is left. If you'll get in touch with me, we'll go through there, and you can tell me which one you would like. So I know you guys are going to have some comments. If you can, in the comments below after this post, if you would tell me some of the ideas and things for my Kiss My Grits videos. I'll kind of have a topic, because I can't just sit and talk and not have a topic. I gotta have something I can relay to you somehow. And I want it to be something dealing with whatever's going on at the time. And right, I didn't know this morning when I chose this that it would stress me out so much to do this live stream and it not look good. I'm really seeing it's not perfect, but hopefully I will get Crazy Days hooked up to the webcam. We've got a microphone now that we're going to see if we can figure out what we're going to do with it, and maybe have you guys, over the next day or so. If Danny hooks it up and plays with it, he may even go live on to just try it out and see what's going on. But for whatever reason, the webcam is not picking up with. Anybody have skylights in their homes? No, we don't. So let's see. Yeah, I think you should, because lots of times these things can be weird. But you guys have been good, and I guess that's pretty much how. If y'all don't have any questions, I've kind of threw some things out there, and I've been kind of watching the comments. I don't see you asking questions, so I'm assuming y'all know everything about me you want to know. And this was supposed to be more of a Q&A, but hey, Mark, how are you? I was just mentioning Jane a while ago. Yeah, the bees, I don't see how the bees can survive in some of this. I mean, it gets pretty cold, but I think tomorrow is supposed to be our coldest morning. Are we canning any deer meat this year? No, we only got the one small deer, and that was it. And we just sliced it up. It wasn't enough to do a whole lot with, but it made some really good eating. We finished the last of the steaks off a couple of days ago. I think I have one more roast, maybe two roasts, I'm not sure. And that will be gone. wanted to be able to hunt, but the deer aren't coming out. I don't know why. Uh, I'm not really sure. A lot of people said deer are not coming out in their place. So we've got the webcam up. All we're seeing is our little fox, both of them, and our birds like crazy. Somebody asked, do we knit or do I knit or crochet or quilt? I do crochet. I have not had time to do a whole lot. I've crocheted a few dishcloths and put on my Etsy store, and I think I'm down to one set right now. I've not had time to do a whole lot more. So I'm not sure some of the comments. I'm missing stuff here. Just a swing in or rock me like a wagon wheel in the background. Well, if I play those songs, I get demonetized because I don't have the rights to use them. So that's one reason music is so crazy with YouTube. A lot of people are having copyright issues. We used on our anniversary video the last 2 years, Brad from Deep Family Homestead's dad sang that song for us. And even though he sang it and he recorded it and sent it to us, it is a copyrighted song. So we have to share our monetization with the people that wrote the song. So Brad's dad sang it. So go figure. Just really craziness here. So I was thinking this morning that if we could, at least once a week, maybe have an afternoon where we could do I was thinking a 30-minute to 1 hour thing to just kind of come in here, tell the world to kiss our grits, and we're good. And if you guys want, that could be something we can do. Topic, not sure what it will be from time to time, but if you have questions, just feel free, because where most everybody is and what they're doing. But from what we get on a lot of the comments, I guess you would say, and from some of the private messages, a lot of people just need some downtime. They need time just to not really anything and not worry about what's going on in the world, and just to enjoy a little bit of friendship. And so Deep South Homestead and Crazy Days both is all about just friendship. I called it melody, and I guess we've taken that all to a new level with all the people that we've had visit. But Kelly said she'll message it private. Okay. What are your crazy day goals for 2018? Huh. I don't know if I have any. Just to enjoy what we have going on in 2018. I'm not sure. Right now, the whole we are working on trying to figure out where we'll take our videos, because they're pretty much going to be the same. But there's only so many times we can plant green beans and English peas and things like that. And I know you guys will watch them every year, but we have to think about and how to put the information there. Comfort zone. I would appreciate hearing about how you left an unhealthy lifestyle relationship. You found the strength and inspired by your progress. Wow. Yeah, that's one I've been wanting to do. It's just really hard for me to talk about lots of times, but I stayed in that relationship almost, I think, 27 years, and really didn't get away from it for until 33 years, because he still had control of my life through phone messages and things like that. So that's a tough one. I found the courage to walk away one day after 27 years, but it was through God because I couldn't see it any other way. And so that's an answer to that one. We'll go more in detail one day when I really can explain a lot of that because there was a lot going on. And it's too much to go into now. But yes, one day soon, maybe we'll sit and we will talk about that because I feel like that's something a lot of people are at. I know it took me many, many years to get to that point to walk away. And it's not an easy thing. And I don't judge anybody for any situation they're in and not walking away because I didn't for so long. I know a lot of people will look at you and say, why didn't you walk off earlier? Why didn't you do this? Or I would have done that. No, they have to be in your position. You have to feel your need and you have to do it at your time and when you know it's right. Just because somebody else tells you to do something, it's not the right time. It wasn't for me. I had to wait until me and God were right with it, and I knew what I could do, what I needed to do. Okay, so right now, I am going to go, guys, before I get into too much that we probably need to talk about, if that's okay with you guys. Not sure how to shut this down, but I will find it. And, oh, it didn't work. Yeah, there's a lot going on with all that kind of stuff. So you guys, we'll talk about that maybe another time, but that puts me in a stressful situation. So it might not be a kiss my grits type thing. It might have to be just a talk where I sit and talk to you and tell you what went on in my life and how I handled it. That it would probably be easier for me to just do a video, and then later, if you guys have questions, you can ask, because for me to get through this and not cry, it's good. Talk to you guys later. Thank you.